Welcome to Direct Hit, powered by Tourism Australia. So what do India do after a loss as debilitating, as devastating as the one they suffered in Pune? You look at any of the stats, it doesn't happen in India. It hasn't happened for years. Forget that, it hasn't happened in decades. You lose by 333 runs, you only make upwards of 200, you get bowled out for 74 overs. Remember, what happened in Pune was like being bowled out twice in a day with an hour left. So what does that do to the team? The first thing it does is it knocks out your confidence. And knockout is a pretty good simile, because what happened to India in Pune was a bit like coming up against a boxer that you didn't know much about and who suddenly unleashed a left hook maybe that you didn't know he possessed. But now you do know he possesses it. So India will be far better prepared in Bangalore than they were in Pune. But when you lose like that, the first thing that happens is your confidence takes a dip. We've got a saying in sport that good teams don't become bad overnight. That actually good teams come out stronger from defeats like these because they now know what can happen if they take their foot off the pedal a little bit. And so the job of the team management here is not going to be to do anything drastic. No, India have got a fantastic home record. This team has done really well over the last year and a half. This team is full of very good players. You just need to remind them that they're very good. Take the wounds away quickly. Take out the bandages quickly. Put them out on the ground. And that is where I think someone like Anil Kumble will have a big role to play. I've met a lot of cricketers over the years. I've met very, very few who are as amazingly positive in their outlook to a game as Anil Kumble is. And never was there a greater time than now for Anil Kumble to impart that positivity to a team. They've got to come out believing in themselves. They've got to say, right, it's not a 4-test series, it's only a 3-test series. We played a 3-test series against New Zealand, we won 3-0, can we win 3-0 now? I have no doubt at all that that is what the talk in the change room will be ahead of Bangalore. But talk doesn't win matches. India need to do a couple of things. One is, they need to get that opening partnership to give them a stand. Either Vijay scores runs or Rahul scores runs, or they're not scoring runs together. India really need to be 80, 90, 100 for no loss so that everybody down the line just breathes a little easy. India will also have to, depending on the surface in Bangalore, take a call again on whether they need to go in with 6 batsmen and maybe leave out Yadav, who really struggled in that test match in conditions where he shouldn't have, and whether they bring back Karun Nair on his home deck. A lot of that will depend on the surface. I mean, I won't be surprised if Anil Kumble tells the players, look, I back you to go ahead and win it again, whether Virat Kohli, who's so positive himself, does that. Also the surface. I think India need a surface where taking wickets is a little more difficult. It's like, it's like good students who want difficult papers, because then the gap between the good and the not so good is a little wider. I'm not saying Australia are not that good. I'm just saying that with the limitations of their spin bowlers, the track in Pune was played into their hands. I think India need the kind of tracks that India had against England, where batting was not that difficult and the bowlers needed to do more with the ball to be able to get wickets. And I've no doubt at all that Bengaluru will be like that. I still think India go into the Bengaluru test match as favourites. I still think India will go into this match believing that they're the favourites to win the series. I also know that deep down Australia will think that way. I was very interested in what Adam Gilchrist said soon after the Pune test. He said, celebrate hard today, but there's 3 tests to go. Get back in practice from tomorrow. So I'm expecting a fantastic series. I'm expecting a really good test match in Bengaluru, but nothing has changed in my mind to believe that given the conditions that I expect in Bengaluru, India will still start favourites.